Class. Welcome back to social science class again. This is the third day of resource and development geography chapter 1, and this will be the last class for this chapter. Proceed further with the soil as a resource. Let's quickly recap what we have learned yesterday. What is resource planning and why it is important? We also learned when and where was the first international Earth Summit was held and what was Agenda 21. And we also have learned what are the uses of land. And we also have learned what are the causes of land degradations and measures to conserve land resources. Now let's begin with soil as a resource. As we all know, soil is the most important renewable natural resource. It is the medium of plant growth and supports different types of living organisms on the earth. The soil is a living system. It takes millions of years to form soil up to a few centimeters in depth. Relief, parent rot or bedrot, climate, vegetation, and other forms of life and time are important factors in the formation of soil. Various forces of nature, such as change in temperature, actions of running water, wind and glaciers, activities of decomposer, etc., contribute to the formation of soil. Chemical and organic changes which take place in the soil are equally important too. So the soil consists of organic, that is humus, and inorganic materials too. On the basis of the factors responsible for the soil formation, color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties, the soils of India are classified into different types. Students, if you look on the screen, we could see that the classification of soils. India has a varied relief features, landform, climatic realms, and vegetation types. These have contributed in the development of various types of soil in India. And in India, we found different types of soil. That is black soil, literate soil, arid soil, forest soil, red and yellow soil, alluvial soil. We shall discuss all these type of soils in detail in the following screen. As the alluvial soil. This is the most widely spread and most important soil, and it has expanded almost 45% of the total area of the country. In fact, the entire northern plains are made of alluvial soil. These have been deposited by three important Himalayan river systems, that is the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. These also extend in Rajasthan and Gujarat through a narrow corridor as well. And please remember that alluvial soil is also found in the eastern coastal plains, particularly in the deltas of Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna and the Kaveri rivers as well. The alluvial soil consists of various proportions of sand, silt and clay. As we move inland towards the river valleys, soil particles appear somewhat bigger in size. In the upper reaches of the river valley, that is near the place of the break of slope, the soils are coarse. Such soils are more common in pendulum plains such as Dors, Kos, and Terai. Apart from the size of the grains or components, soil are also described on the basis of their age as well. So now according to their age, alluvial soil can be classified into two. There is all alluvial soil. The other name for all alluvial soil is Bangar, and the new alluvial soil is called Khadar. The Bangar soil has higher concentration of kankar noodles than the Khadar. It has more fine particles and is more fertile than the Bangar. Now, alluvial soils as a whole are very fertile. Mostly these soils contain adequate proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and lime, which are ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat and other cereal and pulses crops. Due to its high fertility, regions of alluvial soils are intensively cultivated and densely populated as well. Soil in the drier areas are more alkaline and can be productive after proper treatment and irrigation. Now, the second type of soil we're going to discuss is black soil. These soils are black in color and are also known as rigor soils. Black soil is ideal for growing cotton and is also known as black cotton soil as well. It is believed that climatic conditions along with the parent rock material are the important factors for the formation of black soil. This type of soil is typical of the Deccan Trap basalt region spread over the northwest Deccan Plateau and is made up of lava flows. They are cover they cover the plateaus of Maharashtra, Surashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh and extended in the east direction along the Godavari and the Krishna Valley. The black soils are made up of extremely fine, that is clay material. They are well known for the capacity to hold moisture. In addition, they are rich in soil nutrients such as calcium, carbonate, magnesium, potash, and lime. The soils are generally poor in phosphoric contents, so they develop deep cracks during the hot weather, which helps in the proper aeration of the soil. These soils are sticky when wet and difficult to work on unless till immediately after the first shower or during the pre-monsoon period. The next type of soil we have is red and yellow soils. Red soil develop on crystalline igneous rocks in areas of low rainfall, especially in the eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau. Yellow and red soils are also found in parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of the Middle Ganga Plain, and all along the Piedmont zone of the Western Ghats. These soils develop a reddish color due to the diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. Next type of soil we have is the literate soil. Literate has been derived from the Latin word later, which means brick. The literate soil develops under tropical and subtropical climate with alternative wet and dry season. This soil is the result of intense leaching due to heavy rain. Literate soils are mostly deep to very deep acidic, generally deficient in plant nutrients and occur mostly in southern states, Western Ghats region of Maharashtra, Odisha, some parts of the West Bengal and northeast regions too. Where these soils supported deciduous and evergreen forests, it is rich in humus, but under sparse vegetation and in semi-arid environment. It is also generally poor in humus. They are prone to erosion and degradation due to their position in the landscape. After adopting appropriate soil conservation techniques, particularly in the hilly areas of Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, this soil is very useful for growing tea and coffee. Red literate soils in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala are more suitable for crops like cashew nuts too. Type of soil we're going to discuss is arid soils. Arid soils range from red to brown color. They are generally sandy in texture and saline in nature. In some areas, the soil content is very high and common soil is obtained by evaporating the water. Due to dry climate, high temperature, evaporation is very fast and the soil lacks humus and moisture. The lower horizons of the soil are occupied by conker because of the increasing calcium content downwards. The conker layer formations in the bottom horizon restrict the infiltration of water. After proper irrigation, the soils become cultivable and has been in the case of western Rajasthan. Type of soils we have is the forest soils. These soils are found in the hilly and mountainous areas where sufficient rainforests are available. The soil's texture varies according to the mountain environment where they are formed. They are loamy and silty in valley sides and coarse-grained in the upper slopes. In the snow-covered areas of the Himalayas, these soils experience denudations and are acidic with low humus content. The soils found in the lower parts of the valleys, particularly on the river terraces and alluvial fans, are fertile. Now let us see what is soil erosion. The denudations of the soil cover and subsequent washing down is described as soil erosion. The process of soil formation and erosion go simultaneously, and generally there is a balance between the two. Sometimes this balance is disturbed due to human activities. Human activities such as deforestation, overgrazing, construction and mining, etc. While natural forces like wind, glacier, and water lead to soil erosion too. The running water cuts through the clay soils and make deep canals as gullies. The land becomes unfit for cultivation and is known as badland. In the Chambal Basin, such lands are called ravines. Sometimes water flows as a sheet over large areas down a slope. In such cases, the topsoil is washed away. This is known as sheet erosion. Wind blows loose soil off flat or sloping land known as wind erosion as well. Soil erosion is also caused due to defective methods of farming. Plowing in a round way that is up and down the slope form channels for the quick flow of water leading to soil erosions. There are various ways to prevent soil erosion, and on the screen you could see four measures here. The first one is counter plowing, second one is terrace farming, third one is strip farming or strip cropping, and the last one is the shelter belts. Let us see the counter plowing. Plowing along the counter lines can decelerate the flow of water down the slope. This is called counter plowing. The next one is terrace farming. Steps can be cut out on the slopes, making terraces. Terrace cultivation restrict erosion, and in the parts of western and central Himalayas have a well-developed terrace farming. Now the next one is the strip cropping or strip farming. Large fields can be divided into strips. Strips of grass are left to grow between the crops. These break up the force of the wind, and this method is known as strip farming or strip cropping. The last one we have is the shelter belts. In shelter belts, planting lines of trees to create shelter also work in a similar way. Rows of such trees are contributed significantly to the stabilization of sand dunes and is stabilizing the desert in western part of India. Summarize what we have learned today. We have learned the soil as a resources, the different types of soil like the alluvial soil, the black soil, literate soil, arid soil, forest soil, red and yellow soil. And we also learned why soil erosion happen, and we also learned the measures to prevent soil erosion. Here in this map, the different types of soil available in different parts of the country has been indicated. I request all of you to learn carefully and watch carefully and also learn the different types of soil that is available in your own state. Now let us try to review the following questions here. Observe the questions and try to answer it. Which is the most important factor for the formation of soil? Answer is time. Now next question is, which soil is ideal for growing cotton? Yes, black soil. Now next question is, which soil is known as rigor soil? Yes, again the answer is black soil. Now the fourth one is, which soil develop in high temperature and heavy rainfall? The answer is literate soil. Now the next question is, which soil appear yellow when it occurs in hydrated form? The answer is red and yellow soil. Thank you. To conclude this chapter, that is resource and development, let us quickly do some exercise with the following questions. Which one of the following type of resource is iron ore? Yes, the answer is non-renewable resources. Now let us see number B. Under which of the following type of resources tidal energy cannot be put? Yes, the answer is replenishable. Question we have is which of the following is the main causes of land degradation in Punjab? Yes, the answer is over irrigation. Now, next question. In which one of the following state is terrace cultivation practice? Yes, the answer is in Uttarakhand. Now, the last question for multiple choice question is in which of the following state black soil is predominantly found? Yes, the answer is Maharashtra. Next question is answer the following questions in about 30 words. The first question here is name three states having black soil and the crop which is mainly grown in it. The answer is the three states are Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. The crop grown is cotton. Now the next question we have is what type of soil is found in the river deltas of the eastern coast? Give three main features of this type of soil. Answer. The type of soil found in river deltas is alluvial soil. The three main features of this alluvial soil are point number one, very fertile and therefore good for cultivation of crops. Point number two, consists of various proportions of sand, silt, and clay. Point number three, it has a good quantity of potash, lime, and phosphoric acid, which is good for the growth of paddy and sugarcane. Now, the third question we have on the screen is what step can be taken to control soil erosion in the hilly areas? The main techniques that can be used are point number one, counter plowing, as we have already discussed, terrace farming, and then strips of grass that are allowed to grow between the crops, that is strip cropping. Now the next question we have is what are the biotic and abiotic resources? Give some example. Now biotic resources. Biotic resources are those resources that are obtained from the biosphere. These resources have life. For example, plants, animals, fish, human beings, livestock, etc. Now let us see the abiotic resources. Abiotic resources. These resources are composed of non-living things. Examples are water, mineral, metals, wind, solar energy, etc. Next question we have is answer the following questions in about 120 words. Now the first question we have with us is explain the land use pattern in India and why has the land under forest not increased much since 1960 to 61? The answer is the use of land is determined both by physical factors such as topography, climate, soil types, as well as human factors such as population density, technological capability, and culture and traditions, etc. The pattern of the net zone area varies greatly from one state to another. It is over 80% of the total area in Punjab and Haryana and less than 10% in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Forest area in the country is far lower than the desired 33% of geographical area as it was outlined in the National Forest Policy 1952. It was considered essential for the maintenance of the ecological balance. A part of the land is termed as wasteland and land put to other non-agricultural uses. Wasteland includes rocky, arid and desert areas, and land put to other non-agricultural uses include settlements, roads, railways, industries, etc. Continuous use of land over a long period of time without taking appropriate measures to conserve and manage has resulted in land degradation. Now, the next question we have is, how has technical and economic development led to more consumption of resources? Now, the answer is there are various reasons for this. Number one is large scale production led to overutilization of resources. Point number two, technological advancement led to the greater exploitation of resources. Point number three, improved medical and health resources led to huge consumption of resources as well. Now, let us quickly summarize the whole chapter that we have learned. Types of resources on the basis of origin, we have biotic and abiotic resources. On the basis of exhaustibility, we have renewable resources and non-renewable resources. On the basis of ownership, individual, community, national and international resources. And on the basis of status development, we have potential resources and developed resources. And we also learned about development of resources. We also learned about Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit, which was held in June 1992. Then we also learned about Agenda 21. We also learned what is resource planning and why it is important for a resource planning for a country like India. We also learned about conservation of resources, land utilization, land use pattern in India, and the different types and classification of soils, soil erosion and conservation as well. Thank you. And if you have any doubts, please note it down and keep it ready with you. So that when we meet in the school, we'll discuss the we'll discuss and clarify the doubts that you have. Thank you.